Alright, so let's try this again! This is take 3 of me making this video. So, as you guys can see from this Broadway World's article, high school cancels performance of Legally Blonde due to language and innuendo concerns. The production was set to begin performances the following evening. Now, this was last week, and this is an ever-growing story. As you can see here in the tab next to me, I actually have I have an updated article. So to give you the gist of what happened, Maryville High School in Missouri was set to open a production of Legally Blonde for high school. It went all the way through the production process, all the way through tech, and before they could even open the show, it got shut down by school administrators. One of the higher ups was like, I don't think it was done intentionally by anyone. I think it was just a series of unfortunate events and misunderstandings. Now, and they also say, it's postponed. We understand that the kids invested a lot of time in it. It's bad, but let's all be honest. There's a better way to do it. So they were trying to perform Legally Blonde. Now, this is an article from last week. Now, mind you, Legally Blonde is a show that you can perform for high school because it is on a list of musicals that you can perform for high schools. However, if you feel like your high school is a little bit more iffy about some of the subject matter, there is a PG-13 version of it that you can also do. And it's called Legally Blonde Junior. Here you go. See? 34 roles, ensemble, G rated. Look at that. And here's Elle's dog. So here's the updated article. So the forum reached out to each member of the Maryville R11 or R2 Board of Education and Superintendent Becky Albrecht at the end of last week to further comment on the issues. Information about whether or not the license holder has been contacted about changes to gain more insight to where the board stands, since the general public wasn't allowed to access discussion during the unscheduled open session. No one replied. However, according to a draft version of minutes from the meeting, the board spent 21 minutes discussing the play, then adjourned at 8:06 while voting on the matter. Now, here's the thing. Now, in one of the previous articles that I read from this, the school board had ample time to read this damn script. They had the script since March. They have asked for the licenses. They have paid a shit ton of money to the license holder to get the license. They had the script. The script should have been read, but they didn't read the script. They waited till the very last minute, and now people are paying for it and suffering because of it. Now, in the last article, they had no, we didn't make sure, we didn't, know what was going, we didn't get a concrete answer. It was like, oh yeah, the play was inappropriate. That's about it. It's super inappropriate. Nobody should, it's not appropriate for school. However, now we got some slight insights. So we have the use of the word slut and the length of the Greek chorus girl dresses. They have changed it to now have it be long, flowing white choir robes. I want to point out they say choir robes because I am very obviously sure that these are some people who obviously go to church every Sunday. The solution for some unseemly words have been changed and done entirely, or just have actors hold their hands over their mouth and say nothing, allowing the audience to listen to the song's lyrics and interpret the next rhyming word. What? That's stupid. I guess. Many of the lines were not changed completely, just one or two words each from each line. However, one song right there was cut entirely, though without information from the school administrators as to unclear why. Actors have been told they will act out the scene without a song as it occurred in the movie, with character Emmett tricking character Nikos into admitting he has a boyfriend while on the Senate court. Form reach out to director Jackie Khan about the changes and inform all communication regarding the production were handled through the high school administration. There has been no responses yet. How? You know, and someone here on Facebook actually does ask this question. Did they ask the license holder? Did the license holder, did they get a hold of these guys and go, hey, look, we kind of made a fucky wucky on our part, didn't read the script, found out it was inappropriate, and we're asking the people, doing the show to change it. Can you let this slide? Like, how do you go and you talk to the license holders for that? Hey, like I said, like, do they just go and just go, hey, license holders, we made a huge fucky wucky on our part because we forgot to read the scripts that we were given in March of this fucking year, and it's November. That's the sad part. You were giving these scripts practically a year in advance, and you didn't read it. I'm so sorry that this is such a fucking inconvenience to y'all. I know you guys have a lot of other things to do, like trying to figure out how much money you want to take out of the arts to pour into your sports. To pour into your sports programs. I'm so sorry. Like, this is sad. And I'm looking. Okay, so school district owes explanation. I think. Like, I love clicking through these articles. So this is an editorial. So I think this. So when was this published? This was published a few days ago. So possibly some. This was probably earlier. Uh, yeah, no, I'm not gonna. Hopefully, not click on any more articles here. So the board of educations were like, hey, we're not going to give you a reason, but it sounds like most of the reasons sounds like it's because they're using the word slut and short clothing and length of skirts. So it's like it's not ridiculous that a school administrator will look to head off parent complaints over material that they think might be proved controversial. The manner in which Alberta and the board has handled it is outrageous. They met on November 17th, discussed the business of the district. As usual, the open session was followed by a closed session. But unusually, the forum learned hours later, the closed session has been followed by an unscheduled open session held solely to discuss Super Albrecht's concern the material of the musical she found evidently they found objectionable. Holy shit. Yeah, so there's some weird shit that's going on here. In the meeting, no votes were taken. Superintendent Albrecht said she received input from board members, elective representatives in the community who should be eager to engage in important decisions like this in a few view of their peers, who expect them to shoulder responsibilities of this public service as honestly and transparency as possible. Yet, none of the elected public servants on the school board felt a pang of accountability strong enough to explain to the people of the school district or the students why they had decided to at least go along with, if not take part in, a willful deception of the public so that they could discuss privately why they thought the product the students were prepared to perform wasn't appropriate. This is willful deception. There's no reason, none, as to why the discussion about the musical could not take place in an open session. They did not even attempt to explain why the talk was held after a closed session, only offering an excuse that it was never put on agenda, including me, as required by law, because it came off too last minute. This is some fucking bullshit. They know they fucked up. I'm starting to believe that the school board here in Missouri fucked up. Like, they knew. They had the script since March. They had the script since March. They should have read this. That should have been your fucking summer required reading. Read the scripts for the students to perform. Read the scripts to see if your show is performable or not. Like, how can I say? Like, how did nobody object to this? And it's behind closed doors. This was not open to the fucking public. This was behind closed doors. This was a closed doors deal. Nobody. Somebody in their right mind, if there was an open session, somebody with the right frame of mind would have just walked in there and been like, "Okay, so you think the musical is inappropriate? Boom! Here's the junior version. Ask for those. Ask for that script. Have those kids perform it because, god damn it, that's not fair to them." Like they're asked, so the people are asking, to rectify it. The silence from the elected officials, people charged with our schools, children's education remain deafening. Serving the public, yeah, you gotta take account responsibility. There's a sense of responsibility and accountability. I think these guys should have came out upfront and said, "Hey, we're sorry. We didn't read the script. Like, we didn't read the script in its entirely. We're sorry. Uh, please forgive us. We'll postpone it to maybe have it be like our final winter show or whatever." So people are wondering, like the forum learned that the concerns are largely, as one might expect, some of the female cast members' costumes were too tight, too short, colorful language wasn't fit to be heard on a high school stage. At least one song in which one character wonders if the man is gay or European will be cut entirely. Yeah, I'm hoping y'all talk to the rights holders to do that. I'm really hoping y'all talk to the rights holders for this. We want our students to, wait, hang on. In the classrooms or the hallways of MHS, some of those things might not be appropriate. It's true, although we can only speculate that played some, that's a speculation. That's obviously pure speculation. I gotta say that it's obviously not the answer, but that's probably what that's speculation on their part. We want our students to be a part of making art for so many reasons. We want them to put themselves in someone else's shoes, expose new ideas from new places, from new people to help express those thoughts, feelings, and ideas in creative and constructive ways. We want them to follow their passions. In high school plays, that means occasionally we will watch our children do or say things we might never do or say. We see them become someone we never knew they could be, and we see sides of them they never knew they had, maybe even ones we can't begin to understand. And when the curtain goes down, and even though we may have turned up our eyebrow a few times, who looked at their child's part of the performance and like that and not be proud? And evidently, when Superintendent Albachet saw the musical, when the school board members were told about it, they could see were short dresses, words like slut, and a song that's a little too gay for comfort. If only there was some way to demonstrate the idea that just because someone dresses, talks, or acts in a way you aren't familiar with or makes you uncomfortable doesn't mean they aren't worth listening to. Maybe a musical. God damn it, whoever wrote this deserves a fucking raise. Let me see. Who wrote this? They won't tell me who wrote this. This is an opinion piece, by the way. But whoever wrote this, my heart goes out to you because I think I agree with what you're saying here. And Roger Tang here on Facebook. Has the school board received permission from the rights holder to alter the content? If not, it's illegal and will cost the school to pay damages. They need to open up discussions, but they need to include the rights holder. This is the this is something that's making me really concerned here. It sounds like they are asking people to change something without going to the rights holder and being like, "Hey, we need to change this stuff." And considering that some of the comments made were because dresses are too short, the word slut, the song "Gay European," that's stuff that's super important to the play, to the musical itself. And that's what the whole musical is about. It's about combating these stereotypes. These things about, oh my god, she's a blonde, she's stupid, or she dresses like this, so she's obviously a slut. This is obviously this fucking hurts, man. This fucking hurts to read half the time because it just sounds like mostly it's the incompetence of people who don't understand what a musical is, who don't understand how much work goes into a musical production, how much work these kids put in, how many hours of their lives they have spent toiling over this. only for some lunatic, only for some moron to go, oh, it's too inappropriate. I'm clutching my pearls, and obviously not reading and not doing some active reading, looking for the key words. Oh shit, I'm using words that you guys will probably use to defend it, right? Like teachers and administrators. I'm using those FCAT, SAT fucking words that you like to use a lot. Because that's what you like to drill in the kids' heads every time. You like to drill in shit like the FCAT, the SATs. All those, nothing matters but these fucking scores. Now, I'm sorry, people, but it sounds like to me that this poor high school is going to have a fucking rude awakening on their hands. And it's neither the kid's fault, the director's fault. It sounds like this is all the administrators. This is the administration's fault. And I'm not asking for any heads. I'm not asking for this person to resign. Please, 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 everyone, whoever sees this video, do not go and harass these people. Do not go and harass these people. Honestly, if we be kind and say you guys made a mistake, you guys should have done this. You guys should have read. Do your homework assignments, man. At the end of the day, I do hope that this musical do go up. I hope these kids do get a reason as to why they can't perform their own musical, why they cannot perform this musical. I hope and pray that this musical does go up without a hitch. If not, like I said, there's a junior version. Junior versions of shows exist. This is Heathers. Heathers is a really dark comedy, and it's full of a lot of questionable stuff, inappropriate stuff. But look at this. The target audience is for teens ages 14 to 18. So you can get away with doing this show, and it's all about comfort level too. It's about how your actors are going to feel comfortable about doing certain things. Like I said, you can change and do some. As long as it's fine with the right shoulder, you can change your blocking. You can do this and that to the piece. But if you don't, there needed to be a discussion. The fact that this was held behind closed doors is a simple act of betrayal to not only to the rights holder, but to the people involved in this musical. And I pray to God that these people, you know, Maryville High, my heart goes out to you. I hope that you guys find a way to perform this show and tell the story the way that it is meant to be told. I wish you all the best. Take care. Comrade Thespian out.